Welcome to Autzen Stadium in Eugene. A couple of teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. It's the Michigan State Spartans and the Oregon Ducks. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you here in the booth, and Holly Rowe keeping an eye on all the storylines down the sideline. Holly?
Michigan State's head coach told me before the game, he understands that they are walking into a very difficult situation today. Their opponents have a big winning streak on hand, but so do they. He said, I believe that we can come and set the tone early. Look for them to be very balanced in their play calling, show why they've won these games 3 in a row, and really set the tone here early in the first quarter. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. The Spartans ready to kick it away first. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. So the Oregon Ducks offense will have first crack at this one. And we get our first look at the dangerous Jamari Johnson. And what a luxury it is to have a weapon like this at tight end. He is a big play that can happen at any moment.
And this is an offense last year in Oregon, man. They never got it right together, right? Like, they had Sadiq, but they were banged up at wide receiver, and they kind of went back and forth. But nice to start the new season with a guy at tight end that you trust, that you know, that can block, that can catch, that showed you that he's got all the skills to be the next great one that can be the centerpiece, Palmer, of this Oregon offense.
And it doesn't matter that you have a new play caller on offense either. Will Stein, obviously off in Kentucky now as the head coach, and obviously losing a talent like Kenyon Sadiq hurts. But Oregon recently has done such a great job recruiting that position. They've got guys that can fill in through the portal out of high school, and I don't expect there to be a lot of drop-off when this offense throws, particularly when it goes towards the tight end.
Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. Trying to squeak through the pile. Looking for room at the 40. Such a big part to convert these 3rd downs, and they've got it at the 42.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense. You're putting it on your offensive line on 3rd down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
Quarterback signaling to his guys. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. The Ducks are marching down the field. Running inside, it's Davison. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So
makes the grab in their space. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup.
You know, there used to be a time in college football where tight ends were just possession receivers. You'd throw it to him and it'd go down right away. Not this guy. That was a short throw. And then he shows you the athleticism once he has the ball in his hands. That's why he is such a tough matchup for any defense. Man, he's a problem.
Stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
He'll be hauled down. Inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
He's changing the play. Dante Moore. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
What a start by this defense. That is exactly what you need, man. They've been a little bit hit or miss. They've been a little bit up and down. But to start the game on a high note, get the good mojo going, great start for this defense.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. The run inside. It's Edwards. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Well, this is very interesting because now down here in the red zone, you know it's not going to be easy throwing it because the windows are small. Can they run the ball against the best run defense in the entire nation? This is as big a challenge as you're going to find offensively.
Intercepted, a turnover in their own territory. All the way back. Touchdown, Oregon. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
Ollie Rowe has an update.
Here on the Volunteer sideline, coming off that turnover, they know their defense has had their back, but the offense has to make them pay. This is an opportunity for them to get back in this game. It's been close so far, but the offense has to get on the board. Coming off that turnover, I feel the momentum shifting down here on this sideline. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. The snap sets up the throw. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And that's the challenge today. A week ago, they failed the challenge. Last week, they gave up 5 sacks. They can't do that again today. This defense saw it. They watched it on tape. They know they're not doing a good job of protecting their quarterback, and already 1 sack on the day.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. He'll try to do it himself. And slides a little early and short, and now it's going to be 4th down. And the Spartans will punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Not a lot of room to make this catch. He got nothing on the return. Outstanding job there. The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
These RPO runs, they're like body blows. I like them because it just sort of chips away at a defense. You'll take these kind of games all game long. You keep running the football this way, you're going to keep moving the sticks. You're going to keep driving this defense back, so keep at it with the RPO game.
Makes you grab and room to run. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position. He can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy QB will look for early and often in this game.
Setting up the screen. there to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Let's take a peek at the numbers so far. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Makes the catch, it's Moore. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. It's not just the dual threat guy. You go back to Dan Fouts or Bill Musgrave or even Justin Herbert, and passers not in short supply for the Ducks.
And when you think about the Ducks, you always think about the fancy uniforms. I think that's one of the first things that come to mind, but the guys you just named, it's been built on flash, but it's also been built on substance. Great players in their tradition, in their history, and just like now, just in the recent history, Bo Nix, another one of those guys that's put up big numbers.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
In the backfield, it's Moore. Oh, he's got some space. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9.
When we see another catch by this guy, this defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
He wants it all. Touchdown, Ducks! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And we're not surprised, right? Finding the big fella down in the red area. Like the power forwards, those guys that basically set up shop, rebound, go get it. You know if somebody's on, they can still make the catch. A lot of times they say quarterback's best friend, tight end, especially in the red zone.
Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Michigan State's offense heads out, ready to go to work. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for.
And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
I tell you what, man, you better be looking at your puppy dog feet and seeing where they are, Palmer. You don't want to get back in that end zone and bad things happen when you get sacked.
I don't know if you want to even risk this quarterback having to hold on to the football very much longer after watching that last play. This defense right now is pinning their ears back in this area of the field, and they are getting after him quick.
Couldn't fight his way out of the end zone, and they get him for a safety.
Well, he was trying his best to get out of the end zone, but the penetration up front is what got that safety for the defense. Shooting their gaps, winning the one-on-ones. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
They'll take the penalty and move them back. They'll run this play from the pistol. Takes the handoff. It's Hill. Fights off a defender. Knocked down in the backfield, 2 yards behind the line.
Well, he did everything he could to try to avoid all those defenders, but at the end, it's still a negative play. Tackle for loss.
One defender, then the next one. The blitzing guy got a shot at him. Everybody had a shot. It took a while to get him down.
Yeah, great effort by that defense, not quitting on the play.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They knock him down after he picks up 5 out to the 34.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
3rd and 6 yards to go. Quarterback changing the play. Motion from the wide receiver. Moore from the gun, trying to convert third down. Left side is Hooks. There he goes. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
You know it's always a good idea? Getting it to your best playmaker. That's a good idea. Whether it's shallow, whether it's deep, this guy can make things happen. He's lightning in a bottle when he catches the football. And that pass, it was short, but watch him. He can make guys miss, outrun, turn those little bitty catches into big plays.
Stopped right there.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that rate and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Out wide left, it's Stewart. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
In the gun on third down, Moore escapes the pressure going right. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. Fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. And he'll try this one from the left hash and 33 yards away. What a disappointment, no good. And despite the missed field goal, the lead still at 16 points. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Got his man. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Let's talk a little bit about Michigan State. I'm sure you guys saw what a get in recruiting 4-star defensive linemen gave them a verbal commitment just last week.
Yeah, you can't get enough of these guys, man. And they're excited because you got to play so many defensive linemen. This is the guy that's going to come in, be in the rotation early and often.
He never had a chance on the draw, tackled almost as soon as he got the ball.
All season long, we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country. With a big lead in this game, you cannot run the ball and expect to win and get back in it.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Well, that's their 3rd sack of the game, and we knew statistically coming into this game, this is one of the top 25 units in the nation getting after the quarterback. I just love how athletic they are in front, and they are giving this offensive line headaches and nightmares up to this point of the game.
Makes the catch at the 30, and he is knocked down immediately after the catch. That punt coverage team had its hair on fire. Here comes the Duck offense to get the drive started. A blown opportunity, missing that short field goal on the last drive, and now they'll try to put something on the board here. Making the adjustment. Play clock was getting close to 0, and they have to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Straight ahead, it's Hill. Tackled almost immediately, not a whole lot on that one. And the Ducks moving quickly to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Here's Moore to throw. Rush right in his face. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
From the gun on third down, Dante Moore. And this is going to be incomplete on third.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. Third down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
Let's go to the sideline in Holly Rowe.
Reporting from the Michigan State sideline, I can see a lot of conversations happening between the offensive line and the running back. They just haven't been able to get the ground game going. They're talking about he has got to be more patient, and they have got to get more of a push up front. The crowd is making it hard, though. I can tell you it is hard to hear as they try to struggle and communicate. We'll see if they're able to come together against this very hostile crowd. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Out wide right, it's Edwards. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I like the play call on offense. I like you trying to get the running back involved in the pass game, too. Defense was ready for that one. Let's see what you got dialed up on third.
We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports Desk. We start with Notre Dame taking on the Florida State Seminoles.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Williams. And the returner is stopped. What did they talk about at halftime, Holly?
I caught up with the Ducks head coach coming out of the locker room at the half. They are really thrilled with how their defense is playing so far. They knew coming in that they had a really tough opponent in the wide receiver on the other team, somebody who could change a game with one route. But their defense has been stout and solid. We'll see if they can continue to do that here as that wide receiver gets the ball here to start the second half. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Fires on the move. Oh, he dropped it. He had the pick. Hands and a chance for one of his patented big plays, and he couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. The Spartans decide to punt it away. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. Coverage unit all over him, stopped immediately. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Offense working from the pistol. Hold and fired complete. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
Great play by the cornerback. In this offense, they're just trying to get this receiver the ball quickly to see if he can make something happen. But that cornerback was draped all over him. Nice job.
throwing more. Holds on, it's Davison. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
Moore from the gun on third down. That pass is incomplete.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Motion from the back. Play action on first down. Incomplete. He had it right in his hands for the pick, and I believe he might have been thinking about those big plays he's known for. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Quick give. It's Edwards. Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35.
Man, we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat
On
on.
third and long, try to convert through the air. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He's got the tight end. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
When you can run routes like this big guy, you can line him up in the slot. You can give him some extra space to work and just let him find the open holes over the middle of the field. It's a good idea to line him up in different spots to help him out, but he's a big part of this passing game. You saw why there.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
And we were talking about it at half, guys. Like, how are they going to crack this puzzle, right? This defense so elite in the first half. Second half, they come out. They're trying to throw the football, man. I just don't know where the weaknesses are. They're going to have to keep working and keep trying to make that big play and stay aggressive. But so far on every... this defense, they've been dominant.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
Finds his way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on second and 4. They'll run him again. Breaks into the open. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him.
I think one of the biggest keys in stopping these big physical running backs is you can never let them get momentum running downhill, and I think that was a big factor on that play. They didn't get him right away. He was able to break a tackle, but he couldn't get the speed going, and as a result, he's going backwards. That's a big TFL for the defense.
Wrestling down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Turns into the pile. They make the tackle, but not before he picks up the first down.
That has got to feel good if you're this offense picking up that first down by running it, because we know the struggles they've had this season, particularly on third down. So to come out here, run the ball, keep the drive alive, let's see if they can generate a little bit of momentum.
He's going to change things up against this defensive look. They'll go play action with Moore. In traffic, it's Johnson. And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the third. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. Early movement on the offense, and they'll push it back 5 yards.
False start on offense.
And the penalty accepted, and they'll move him back. Just a little too eager there, and they'll back up 5, and it's 1st and 15. Sees a crease. Turning it on. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
Right side, it's Hill. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And a really nice job by the defense winning second down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good third down. The defense did a great job responding and getting that running back on the ground.
Ball's at the 27. It's 3rd and short. Can they avoid making that 4th down decision? He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
And, man, this is exactly how this offensive coordinator wants to end this football game. Ground and pound, let that clock tick, add to this lead, and make the defense stop you.
From the gun, it's Hill. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got a lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Caught in the backfield, it's Stewart. He's down right there, short gain on the grab.
trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
5 yards away from another third down conversion on this drive. They're already 2 for 2. From the gun on third down, Dante Moore. And he just held on to the football too long, and the defense rode him out of bounds and forced the loss. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on fourth down. And if they can make this and turn it into a 3-score game, they'll have this one all but locked up. And he barely got enough of that one to somehow tuck it into the left corner just over the crossbar. And they'll push that lead out a little further. On the return, it's Brinson. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. So this offense has done nothing. No points on the board, and right now it's just about trying to save face. The Ducks signal for their first timeout. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Quarterback empties his backfield. A snap, wants to throw to start this drive. He's going to take off. Short gain on the play before he slides.
Those always sting a little bit when you get so close to getting the QB to the ground, creating a negative play, and then all of a sudden he turns it into something positive. Just really annoying as a defensive guy.
Bunch formation for these receivers. Wants to go up top on second down. Under pressure. And they got it. And the Spartans headed quickly to the line. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. He lets it fly. Fires and picked off. Got room on the return. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats and get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Going to the run, it's Davison. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4.
And I'm good with it. I like what the offense is doing. Be physical. I don't need to get pass happy down here on first and goal. Nice job believing in my running game, and maybe I stick to it for another play or two.
They go right back to this guy on second and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
He'll be stopped short, could not drive his way into the end zone, and now they're faced with fourth and goal.
And how about the response from this defense? Put in a horrible situation, horrible field position. Jesse, they've bowed their necks 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and it's a sudden change situation. And they practice that all week. You never know when they're going to come up, but you have to have guys on the field playing with a sense of urgency. This has been awesome defensively.
Trying to pound their way in. Touchdown, Ducks! And the pummeling has started. They extend this fourth quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak. And he made the extra point without problem. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And here's the return. He was hoping for something a little more dire. They get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Spartans offense ready to go to work. So this offense has done nothing. No points on the board, and right now it's just about trying to save face. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Edwards. Not much to show for it. This defense has kept them bottled up all day.
Well, you got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him, they have been gang tackling him, and getting a lot of penetration up front.
Long way to go on second down. Kept it on the ground, now they'll throw. Out wide right, it's Edwards. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game.
Finds his big tight end. There he goes. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42, and now this offense is clicking. The Spartans will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll move the tight end. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Last completion picked up a couple. Here comes 2nd and 8. Hits inside. It's Edwards. Brought down.
I know a lot of people were thinking there was a chance this defense could contain one of the best running backs in all of college football. I don't know if anybody thought they would dominate him and completely shut him down the way they have. Negative rush.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. He picks up the fumble, but they'll blow it dead right there. And remember, at this stage of the game, the only person... to fumble for the offense is the fumbler.
Man, those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football, you stick the quarterback, and you make him cough it up just to have the other team work.
And guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. He's taking the deep shot, and he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He steps out of bounds, but not only does he get the ball back, what a return to set up his offense.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
He now has 111 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course. This team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game. Running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on 2nd.
With the clock running, this should be the final play. They'll keep it on the ground looking for the end zone. They make the stop and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the excitement, the adrenaline, the emotion, and they earned a